It's Wolf, and I just wanted to make a quick video to show you guys another sort of not unknown but like lesser known kind of forgotten-ish video game that I have found and enjoy and have played for a long time. I was thinking about this after I made the Zombies, Monsters, Robots video because that was another game that like I'd kind of forgotten about, thought it shut down, wasn't able to play it for a long time until I found out about the Accesso Cinco version and everything. And it got me thinking about a couple of other games that I know that are kind of like that. And one of those games, the game that you guys are seeing played in the background of the video right now, is Gotham City Imposters. So this game is a lot easier to play than Zombies, Monsters, Robots. It's actually still on Steam. I don't believe it's on PlayStation or Xbox anymore. It was a PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 game. I don't believe that it's actually up on either of those consoles anymore, but it is still on Steam, and it's actually free to play now on Steam. It used to cost money, but it doesn't cost money to play it anymore. I've actually played this game for a surprising amount of time because I was actually a beta tester for the PS3 version of this game all those years ago, back before it even came out, and I kind of just really enjoyed the game like the whole time it's been out because in a lot of ways it is very, very similar to a Call of Duty game, which I'm probably gonna like title the video something along the lines of like the Batman Call of Duty ripoff or whatever, because it's extremely similar to a Call of Duty game, which is not a thing you would expect for a Batman game, especially because when people think of Batman games they tend to think of like the Arkham series of games and stuff like that, but it's not at all like that. So this game doesn't really have much of a plot. It's pretty much a multiplayer only game. There's only one single player level in it, and that's Initiation, which is pretty much just getting introduced to the world of Gotham City Imposters a little bit, and also, you know, teaching you how to use the weapons and stuff. Which, one of the things that's really nice about this game is that it kind of got panned by reviewers to some extent because of how similar it is to Call of Duty. A lot of people were just like, oh, it's just Call of Duty ripoff. But in actuality, that works in its favor quite a bit, because that means that people are already familiar with how to play it if they played a Call of Duty game before, and a ton of people have played Call of Duty games before, so this game is like very, very easy to just pick up and play. Like, the controls are almost exactly the same as a Call of Duty game. And yeah, so like I was saying, there's not really a big story behind this game, but there's a little bit of a story to it. Simply put, it's like Batman and the Joker are both kind of out of town of Gotham, so these two gangs, one called the Bats and one called the Jokers, who are pretty much a bunch of like what seems to be clinically insane people who dress up like Batman or Joker and shoot each other. These two gangs kind of get going while Batman and Joker are gone and just like fight and stuff. Really, that's the basic plot of it, is gang that dresses like Joker and gang that dresses like Batman fight each other. But the game is just so incredibly charming for a video game. It is so extremely lovably goofy that every single time I play it, I laugh, despite the fact that I've seen all of the most of the gags in it for literal years. Every time I boot this game up, I can't help but laugh because there are just so many tiny little details that make it so incredibly funny. I mean, for one, if you look at how the characters are dressed in the gameplay, obviously they're not wearing like actual superhero costumes. They have like cardboard Batman logos taped over like a Pizza Hut shirt kind of thing. Their weapons are, I mean, well, for one, the weapons are funny because it's this mixture of like actual guns and like really stupid stuff. So like there's rifles and stuff that are very realistic looking, and then there's other guns in the game that are just like goofy and clearly like homemade silly weapons, and it adds so much charm to the game to think that there are people fighting each other with like what looks like a like homemade Tesla coil science project against like an M16. It's just so silly. And then back to the character customization stuff. I mean, the character customization is really goofy in general just because of all the clothing options are just silly. Like none of them are anywhere near like actual body armor or anything like that. It's just, like I said, like cardboard boxes over heads and like crappy makeup on the Joker's side and stuff like that. It's just so silly. But like there's just so many goofy things. You get to make a calling card for your character, and I'll show you guys mine. It is a banana that is peeling itself with the catchphrase, "I'm creepy," which is just like, what other game can you do that in? And that's one of those other things that just makes you laugh like every time you play, because if you play and you see somebody, if you like get killed by somebody with a really, really goofy calling card, you just, some of the combinations of catchphrase and like picture that you can have are just so clever that people have put together. It's so funny. And the other thing is there's so many options for a game that you would not think would have that many options. I mean, there's a pretty good number of weapons and like character customization stuff, but there's over 30 pages of catchphrase catchphrases in this game for your character. It's kind of mind-boggling. And then again, just all of the small goofy details in like the menus and stuff. If you look in the background, there's like receipts from the store that are like just silly crap that apparently your character has bought. Like almost every single thing in this game has been themed in some way to make it sillier. Like you have fun facts about your character that grant you special abilities. If I remember right, they're like reports from an asylum or like termination notices from a job. Like, it's just so funny the way everything in this game is presented. I don't really have much more about it to talk about other than to go check it out, because like I said, it's a very easy game to access. It's right on Steam, it's free to play, just you go download it. I will at some point probably be making one more video about this game, definitely, that is going to show you guys a little bit of a frame rate issue fix. I don't know why, but this game seems to have like a different issue for every single individual person trying to play with the frame rate. The frame rate, it's kind of a pain to get it to go over 30 FPS. Despite the fact that the recording might not look like it's 60 FPS, I was playing it at 60 FPS. It's just the Windows game bar game recording thing doesn't like to cooperate with me sometimes and it records weirdly. But I did get the game running at 60 FPS. There's just various issues with how stuff works sometimes that can slow the frame rate down. What I did was a really easy fix, and I think it'll probably fix it for a lot of other people if they're having frame rate issues, but that's going to be a separate video. But like I said, I don't really have that much to say about it. I just kind of wanted to make a video to show you guys that this game exists. If you want to see more videos where I play it, or more videos maybe looking into the history of it more seriously or anything like that, make sure to just let me know. But otherwise, I'll leave you guys with the remainder of the gameplay that I have captured, and I'll see you in future videos, and bye-bye.
Salt and pepper on the wound.
Upon your stupid face!
Away! Heroic headshot!
You disappoint me, and yourself!
You dropped like a sack of puppies. Cute! heroic agony.
Now you know how I feel.
You dropped like a sack of puppies. Cute.
I spit upon your stupid face.
Night-night. Don't wet the bed. Salt and pepper on the wound. Under my thumb, right where you belong. No! Ah!
You are like little chief monkey to me.
Heroism restored! Why won't anybody be my friend?
I spit upon your stupid face.